shoptiques.com. We help boutiques sell online and become successful in the digital age. So today we're going to try to distinguish between what you can do online that's going to help just grow the industry in general versus what's going to actually make you money online and grow your business online. So I'm going to just start with a short history of myself, and I'm going to run into different selling channels, and then we're going to talk about how you can use your store to get more shoppers online, and then use your website to get more shoppers in the store. Then we're going to go into different marketing tactics, and then we're going to try to pull it all together and see what you can do to what's going to be profitable, what's going to grow your revenue. Let me ask, how many of you guys currently sell online? And how many of you are happy with that, making money on it? Okay, cool. So yeah, like I said, my name's Elliot. I started in the industry working for my family business. When I joined the company, we didn't have any e-commerce. We had 8 stores in New York and New Jersey, and we were pretty successful. But slowly things started to kind of go downhill a little bit. It just wasn't amazing, right? Retail was, I don't want to say dying, but it wasn't amazing. So I was young, I was excited about e-commerce, and I kept pushing my dad, let's get online, let's get online, let's get online. And luckily I found Shoptiques, and they helped us get online. And what we really were successful with was using their marketplace to grow our revenue. So we kind of relied on that, and we're going for that. And then 4 years ago I joined Shoptiques, and what I do with Shoptiques is I really help boutiques, again, get online. That's our job, helping boutiques get online. Sorry. All right, so I think a big theme here is that all of us are small businesses, right? When someone buys from you guys get happy. You're not Macy's, we're not Bloomingdale's. It makes a difference in our lives. Like, we get happy when we get orders. That's just, I think, a big thing that we live by. So there's 3 main selling channels for online. One of them is your website. That's going to be your starting point. The second one is online marketplaces. These are just big websites with lots of sellers. Some are big, some are small, but they're very important. And third is social media. Can't be ignored. Everybody's on it. Every age group has a different social media platform that they kind of run to, but you need it. It's important. It's a part of everybody's life. So starting with websites, your website is your home on the internet. It's where people can go to find your business. It's your little small section of the internet that's yours. Nobody can take that away from you. The first thing you're going to want to do is pick a good domain name. So your domain name should be short, sweet. It should be your businessname.com. I would definitely recommend using a .com. Don't go with a .net. If you need to start with shopyourbusinessname.com, I think it's better than just yourbusinessname.net, but that's super important. And again, your website needs to be pretty. It needs to be nice. It needs to represent your business. Even if you're not going to use your website to sell online, but you're going to use your website to try to drive customers into your store, you need to tell your story. In 1 minute, in 5 seconds, the customer needs to get on your website, know what you do, and be ready for the next step. So a big part of a website when you're selling online is getting first-time conversions. A large amount of your traffic is going to come to your website one time, and they may never come again. So what you need to do is capture either a purchase from that customer, or you need to get their information, so you can get more, so you can market to them in the future. So very important to create your website, make it simple, make it clean, lead the customer where you want them to go. If they get to your website, there should be a nice little banner that says check out our new sunglasses, shop now. Or something like take 10% off your first order and shop now. Big, bold, red shop now or blue shop now. Something that's really going to lead the customer. You don't want them to get confused. You want to lead their journey. Very important. A big thing you can do to drive that conversion is give them a first-time discount code. Okay, first time user, you see it all the time. You go to the website, it says, first order, enter your email and take 10% off. How many people wouldn't shop if they didn't have that 10% off? And it's very important. And the third, and maybe the most important thing, is getting something from that visitor the first time they come from your site. Whether that's their phone number, their email address, their physical address, something you can use in the future to get them to come back to your site. So, extremely important, because they might not buy from you the first time. They might buy from you the 23rd time. And if you never get that email address, you're never going to get a second opportunity. They may forget about you and never come back. So if they go to your website, you have a pop-up that comes up that says, enter your email for new promotions. You have their email, you can email them once a month for the rest of their lives. And they might come back in 6 months. You might be selling baby clothing, and then all of a sudden their daughter gave birth to a baby, and they get an email from you that says, check out our new baby clothing. If you didn't have their email, they're never coming back. Second selling channel we spoke about was marketplaces. So marketplaces, some are big, some are small, but generally speaking, they're like huge online shopping malls. You go into a physical mall, there's millions of stores, millions of products. Everything on a marketplace. The most famous one that everybody knows is Amazon. Amazon's going to overtake Walmart very soon in total sales. It's historical. I think this year they're going to do $300 billion in sales. It's crazy. It's crazy. They can't be ignored. So there's, I think, a big difference between big marketplaces and small marketplaces. So the large marketplaces in the world are going to be Amazon, eBay, Etsy. These guys are doing billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars in business. They represent, Amazon alone represents, I think, over 45 or 50% of the industry. It ranges a little bit. And between Amazon, eBay, and Walmart, they're over 75% of the total e-commerce in the world, or in the country. Some of the pros of these marketplaces are that there's a lot of opportunity. If you have a good product, and you get a lot of sales, you get millions of dollars in sales on these marketplaces, but the drawback is that it's very difficult. There's a ton of competition. They're flooded with product. You go on Amazon.com, you type in a t-shirt, there's 500,000 options. And not only that, you're probably competing with the person you bought that t-shirt from. Because they also know about these marketplaces, and they want to make their decent product. So it's really hard. They also have a lot more restrictions. Like for example, Amazon to put a product up, you need to have the UPC code. A lot of products on the show may not have a UPC code because they're not Nike products. It's tough. So one thing that we find can be successful are these smaller niche marketplaces. So we're Shoptiques, we have a small niche marketplace. There's ThreadUp, Poshmark, there's a bunch of them. Every industry, I'd say, has 3 to 5 small marketplaces that are focused on that industry. If you sell decorative flowers, you can find a decorative flower marketplace. The good thing about these marketplaces is that the customers are coming there for a specific thing. They're coming because they want decorative flowers, and you're selling decorative flowers. So it's very focused. And there's much less sellers on these marketplaces. So it's just an easier place to live and exist. They tend to be more profitable because that customer is going to be a little less price conscious. She wants a nice decorative flower. She doesn't want the cheapest decorative flower that you can find on Amazon.com. That's why she's coming to that marketplace. Another great thing about these marketplaces is they tend to do a lot of marketing to get customers there. And they focus more on, let's say, style and look versus price and selection. They want their shopper to know that, hey, we have the best decorative flowers. We have the prettiest decorative flowers. We have the best shipping for decorative flowers. We have it all for decorative flowers. If you sell decorative flowers or anything else, that marketplace is going to be successful. They tend to be a little bit more profitable because they're not Amazon.com. They're not able to just come out here and say, we're going to charge 40% commission if we ship for you. So you get better terms with them. The third selling channel, very important, is social media. Every age group has a different social media platform that they vibe with. For the young audience, it's going to be TikTok. Going up a few years, it's going to be Instagram. Then you get to Facebook and Pinterest. It's definitely for more of a women. And it's just, social media cannot be ignored. Everybody's on social media. Most people probably have like 4 or 5 social media apps on their phone. It's just amazing. Sorry guys. Okay, so very important on social media is you want to try to create a community. If you're just going to go on social media and post a product that you sell in your store and say, hey, this is $19.99, buy it now, you're not going to be able to build your audience. Nobody really cares. And you're fighting with millions and millions of people that are trying to post on social media and build their own community. So what you need to do is focus on the content. Like I use the decorative flower example, and I know I keep going back to it, but you should talk about the coolest colors for decorative flowers for this season. And why in the holiday season we want to have this specific type of decorative flowers. Then the people that are following you on these social media platforms will start recognizing you as a thought leader. They're like, all right, these people know what they're talking about. So when I need decorative flowers, I'm going to go to them because I trust them. But again, if you're just going to go out there and say, hey, I have pretty decorative flowers and they're $21 and they're free shipping, it's like, all right, it's another piece of decorative flowers. They have decorative flowers, they have decorative flowers, they have decorative flowers. You need to distinguish yourself. You need to create that connection with the customer. So a big piece of selling online, if you have a retail store, is using your retail store to get more orders online and using your website to get more people in your store. It's extremely important. It's not 2 different businesses anymore. It's one business. There are some people that only do in store, some people that only do online. But if you want to do it together, everything's got to mesh with each other. So there's a few ways you can leverage your physical storefront. I think the biggest one is inventory. So if you put yourself in a new online seller's position, you don't have inventory, you don't have things to sell. So you can either go and try drop shipping other people's goods, which works for some, or you can go and load up on inventory. But you have a physical storefront, you're selling products in your store all the time, you're turning goods and moving merchandise. You always have a new product you can put online, and you don't have to take on that risk of buying additional merchandise because you have it in the store and you're selling it in the store. So by taking that extra step and just putting it online, it's such a big advantage over someone who has to go out and do all the work, come to a trade show, buy the product, take a picture of the product, take possession of the product, and then put it online. As opposed to you, we're doing that already. All that stuff is being done. The last step, you just have one extra step. Let's get a photo and put it online. Most vendors will have photos, which is great. But if they don't, you can find an easy way to do it by just pressing a light box on Amazon for $40, taking a picture and putting it up. Another thing that we love is utilize your sales associates. A lot of times we have sales associates in the store, and my dad used to always tell me, when you have nothing to do on the sales floor, pick up a broom and sweep the floor. I think in 20, 30 years, you're going to look back, and it's going to change from pick up a broom and sweep the floor to go online and make a post on Instagram. Go online and upload this product on your website. The store's open from 10 to 6 and it's snowing that day. There's no reason why a sales associate is in the store anyway, or you're in the store anyway, you have downtime, you put out 50 products. And then all of a sudden you took all that time and you just used it to try to make some more money. And then third is use your store to market your website. Whether it's signs in your window or giving out postcards to every shopper. So you just placed an order, you made an order in the store. Great, we want to see you check out our new website. Here's $10 off your first order. Or, make a first order, get a free, ponytail order. It could be anything. Just utilize your store. We used to put on the back of every single price tag, shop us online. On the back of every receipt, shop us online. You have so many places in your store that you could utilize for free because you're paying rent. You're already, again, you're paying for that store. You have to just use it. And then ways to leverage your online store. So you're gonna get a lot of shoppers that are gonna check you out online before they come into the store. Whether they're looking for you where you are physically, if it's a new shopper, or they're an existing shopper that's bored, woke up in the morning and said, I'm gonna go to this store today, and they just go on the website first. You have a chance to show them what's new, show them why they need to come in. You can incentivize them to come in if you want with promotions. And third, you can set up little lookbooks. If you know Mother's Day is coming up, you can have a big Mother's Day lookbook right in the front. Come shop our store for all your new Mother's Day gifts, and You're the food review. They click on it, they see your 50 products that you just got into another place. And they need it that day because how many of us just buy gifts the day before? And if they're shopping in advance, like a good son would do, they can buy it online right there. The third part is marketing, very important. But we want to be smart about our marketing. There's a lot of different forms of marketing. You can try to acquire customers with direct marketing. So these are customers you're going to email or text message or even use a postcard in the mail. Still really works very well. Or you can try to use marketing services. So email is, I think, the cheapest one to do and the easiest to just batch and blast email. It's just basically a reminder, hey, we exist, here's what we have, hey, we exist. It's the reason why Coca-Cola has hundreds of commercials every day. Because all they want you to do is recognize their brand. And when you go into the convenience store and you see a blue Pepsi or a red Coca-Cola, we want you to pick that red Coca-Cola. So you have that same opportunity to send an email every week, twice a week, once a month, whatever works for you guys. And they're just going to continue to remember you, and subconsciously that customer is going to think of you more and try to buy from you more. And it's not a decision that they're making in their head, you're kind of pushing it. SMS marketing is great. A little bit intrusive if you batch and blast, but if you can get your customers into more of a conversation, it could be, there's a lot of intent to purchase. If you have a free text message back and forth with a customer, they're very likely to just continue talking to you, coming to you, and shopping with you. It's very intimate. You're in their phone, you're in their pocket. It's great. Snail mail's great. Everybody, I think, marks their emails as read or deletes their emails right away. Like, you don't really email. When you get home, you go to your mailbox, you take out a postcard, even if you're going to throw it in the garbage, you have to look at it first. You have to look at it. You have to see what is this logo. Did they send me a check? Did the bank send me a check? I got to make sure the bank didn't send me a check. Got to make sure it's a bill and happens to be your postcard in there. The downside to snail mail is a little expensive. You got to pay for a stamp. You got to pay to print the postcard. But it tends to work really well. One reason it tends to work really well is because people ignore it. People completely ignore it. People think we can just do everything digitally. We can ignore mail. And it could be a little bit of an advantage. And then marketing services, we'll go through that in a little bit. But there's paid ads and SEO. So we want to utilize our direct channels to keep the customers coming back. And those direct channels are things we spoke about: email, SMS. These are your customers, and you're going to use their contact information to get them to come back into your store. So then you have their email. All you need to do is get their email one time, and it can provide a lifetime of getting them to come back. Whether it's at the register, you ask every customer, hey, you have an email address? And the way we would recommend doing it is like, it's not like a question. It's like, hey, can you have your email address for this order? You see it all the time when you go into these national brands. You check out and you hand them your credit card and say, what's your email address? It's not, hey, do you want to provide us with your email address? What's your email address? You could say no, but how many people just give their email address every month? It's very important. Over the course of years, you can get 10,000 emails, 10,000 phone numbers, and then all of a sudden you have this list of people that you can continue to market. Acquiring shoppers with paid marketing. This is a tough one. This, I feel, is very much built to grow the industry. You have Google, you have Facebook, and they're just tech behemoths. They make all their money off of you advertising, of businesses advertising, or people trying to boost their posts. And the reality is they don't really care if you're profitable or not. There's some businesses that are profitable on it, and some that aren't. To them, it's not really important. But how can you compete with a direct-to-consumer brand that's selling, $50 sneakers that they produce themselves and they pay $6 for it? And they build in a marketing budget of $14 into that one pair of sneakers. Where if you have to buy the item for $25 and sell it for $50, you can spend $14 to sell that item in marketing. It's just the economics are not there a lot of times. If you're not producing your own goods, if you don't have the brand loyalty, it's very difficult. SEO has both sides. There's a lot of local marketing agencies that'll try to tell you to pay us, a few $100 a month, we'll do the SEO for you. That could work. It also sometimes doesn't work. What you can do on your own, we'll go through it in another slide, is you can take control of the SEO. You know your customer. You know what your customer is shopping for. Search engine optimization. So basically, SEO is like when you go on Google and you type in, black T-shirt, who's going to pop up first? And obviously, if you type up black T-shirt on Google, it's going to be Amazon and Bloomingdale's and Nike. It's going to be very hard to pop up. But if I went on Google and I typed in, black 100% cotton V-neck t-shirt with short sleeves, if you have that keyword on your site, you're much more likely to pop up because it's much more specific and there's much fewer businesses selling that thing. If you go on Google and type in car, you're not going to pop up. If you type in, a 1/60th model of a Tesla Model S, you might pop up because of how many people are selling that item. And you know your customer, you know what they're looking for, you know what they're searching for, so you can type that into your website. Affiliate marketing is great. It's a little bit difficult to set up. So what's really great about it is it tends to be commission only. So you can, there's a great company called Rakuten, and they connect with thousands of different affiliates. An affiliate can be a website like Shoptiques or different websites like that, or it can be social media influencers. And basically what you're doing is bribing someone to market your product. You tell the world, it's all online, you don't actually speak to anybody. You say, I'm willing to spend, pay a 10% commission if you sell this product. And that influencer will come and say, oh, awesome, I know my clients love, silver spoons. So, and this person sells a silver spoon, and they're willing to pay me 10% to sell it. So they're going to go to their base of people that follow them and say, hey, check out this silver spoon, you love it. The customer doesn't know that they're getting paid, that the influencer is getting paid. The customer comes to your website through the influencer, buys the item, and you pay a big to the influencer. If nothing sells, you don't pay anything. So it's really great. Rakuten, R-A-K-U-T-E-N. A lot of you might know Ebates. So Ebates is formerly Ebates, now it's Rakuten. That's a big affiliate network. How many times you go on a website and you see 5% cash back if you buy this item, and Ebates sends you a check. Guess what? The business is paying Ebates 8%, they're giving you 5%, and they may take their 3% thing. It works for everybody. The consumer loves it, Ebates loves it, and the business loves it. Last is marketplaces. The reason why I put it on this slide with paid marketing is because you have to pay them a commission when you sell something. So basically you're exchanging you're getting their client book, you're getting their marketing, and you're paying them a commission. But again, most of these marketplaces are commission only. If you don't sell anything, no big deal. Try different marketplaces, you'll find something that works. And paid ads, they're really, really tough. Most people use paid ads on Google and Facebook. Google with AdWords and Facebook with boosted posts or different audiences. You do location targeting, you can do demographic targeting. It's just really difficult. It's really difficult to make money because the truth is nobody cares you're going to make money except you. You can go and spend $10,000 on Facebook ads and do $15,000 on sales and you lose money. And yeah, if you can get that customer to come and shop with you a second time and keep coming back, eventually maybe you turn a profit. But it's really hard. And again, you're competing on the same platform as the biggest companies in the world who have ridiculous ad budgets and ridiculous marketing teams. They have 100 people in a room sitting there and, should we make this t-shirt a little bit lighter in the image because it's going to get this, customer liking a little bit better. We just don't have the resources to do that. Search engine optimization, again, just goes back, how do you get search engines to push you to customers instead of another website. So there's a few different ways you can do this. A very, very cool one, and this is a little bit hard, but it works wonders, is you can start a blog and attach it to your website. So you can create a website at the top of the website that says, here's my new arrivals, here's my clothing, here's my shoes, here's my pants, and then there's another link on the top that says, blog. And you see it all the time. If you go on these like if you go on the investment services blog, you see they have investment services website on E-Trade or Robinhood. They have a whole section all about what advice to invest. You can do the same thing. If you sell clothing, women's fashion clothing, you can have a whole blog all about the latest trends and all about what you need to wear this holiday season coming up. And in those blog posts, number one, you're going to add value to your customer. Your customer's going to love reading a nice long article about what dress they should wear to the holiday party, because that's why they came to your website. They're looking for a dress for the holiday party on November 15th. They come to your website looking for something for their holiday Christmas party, their office Christmas party. And if you have a little article there, a link to an article that shows, hey, this is what you should wear. Number one, you're going to read and like it. And number two, you're creating a lot of content for these search platforms to read. And when I say read, a robot's going to just see what words are on that page and try to connect searches with your website. And it's something you can do for free in your spare time if you have, you know, an employee that wants to do it, you can do it. But put 500 words on a page on a website and just, you know, every week pump out a new article. It takes an hour, it takes 2 hours, whatever it is. But if you enjoy what you sell, or if you know about what you sell, it should be pretty easy because who knows your product better than you? The second thing to do is, you know, connect with business systems via listings aggregator. So these are programs that will, like, you can put your business information in this program and you'll send it out to different platforms: Google, Yelp, Yahoo, Bing, all these different platforms. So if you want to tell the world that you sell black sneakers, you put in that you sell black sneakers, and all these search engines will be informed that you sell black sneakers. If all of a sudden you make, you know, a new buying decision and you start selling cowboy hats, you go in there and you type in, we sell cowboy hats. Now you put in a keyword that says, you know, hang out cowboy hats, and then these listings aggregators will push the listings out to all these different platforms, and then they'll know you sell them. And again, if a customer is looking for it, they'll present it to that customer. And the third thing, very overlooked, is product descriptions. Every time you upload a product onto the website, you have a chance to either write a 3-word description that says it's a soft black t-shirt, or you can write a beautiful 50-word description about that product and why it's so great and what they can wear it with, where they can wear it to. And again, all you're doing is providing content for search engines to present to the customers. That's what they do, these search engines. They want to provide relevant results to shoppers and customers and anybody who's looking for information. So we went through a lot of things, but I think if you're looking to grow revenue, the things you can do are paid ads, influencers. You can offer free shipping. A lot of times, you might lose money on the order, but you can offer free shipping. You're likely to lose money on a lot of these things, and you have to invest capital to do it. But again, they're going to grow your revenue. It's going to be easy to grow your revenue if you're willing to pay someone to provide your shopper. You just have to decide, am I going to make money on it? If you want to make money, list on smaller marketplaces. Focus on your in-store customers. Focus on repeat customers. Getting a customer to shop with you the second time is going to be so much easier than getting a customer to shop with you the first time. They already trust you. They already know you. It's extremely important. These are things that are going to be small investments and provide high profit margins. Affiliate marketing, like we said before, it's commission only. You have nothing to lose. It's a little bit of time setting it up. And then social media. When I say social media, I mean doing it yourself. Or doing it in your store, not paying someone to do it. And again, try to create, you're not trying to sell products, you're trying to build a community. You're trying to build an audience. And things that are going to be in the middle are going to be, you know, mailing postcards and catalogs out. You might make money, you might not. They tend to be a little bit less risky because you know who you're sending it to. SMS marketing, then you have to pay every time you send out a message. If you're not doing it from your iPhone and you're using a piece of software to do it, you have to pay maybe a penny a message to send it out. And then email marketing, these things tend to be a little bit easier because you tend to pay depending on how big your list is. So if you have 10,000 people on an email list, you pay a price and you can, you know, send 1,000 emails to them, or you can send 1 email to them. It's just how often you utilize it. But most platforms will price based on how many emails are on the list. And the third, SEO is in the middle because you will find out there's so many local small marketing agencies. All they do is pitch SEO services, SEO services, SEO services. And so you got emails that said, we'll do an SEO audit for your site, we'll check if everything's good. And they come and they say, yeah, it's $500 a month, and we'll manage SEO, we'll provide you with these keywords. And then, you know, did you make money? I don't know. It's very hard. But if you do the SEO yourself, and you just spend the time, an hour a week, an hour a month, an hour a day, whatever you can put into it, you will see a return because it's your time, and everybody has some downtime in their business, at home, sitting in front of the TV, just put together a blog article. And that's it. Happy to answer any questions or I'm going to say after. Thanks for listening.